PT Robert C. Peters YouTube channel. Hey, we're going to do something a little different. I want to watch me some TV and let's play with knives. Whoa. I've got knives. Um, just Carve Rob made me a knife, and I've also ordered other knives, and I've been working with them a little bit. My skill is at kind of a medium level. I can make some decent things. And I thought, while my pot pie's in the oven, let's carve something. Gives us about an hour. I've got, it's interesting how I do this. I sit in front of the TV and I've got all of my goodies, and I take and I put on this. This is my kind of bib. My what do they call this damn thing? Apron. Ha! I knew I could figure it out. Put on the apron loosely, kind of drapes across my big old fat belly right now. And then I've got all of these messed up towels. Mama don't let me use the good ones. So some of them, bonk. Hang on, boys and girls, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, shit. Okay. I do that. And I do this. And basically, I create a catch-all for my shavings. When I start kaplunking shavings, it's kind of funny because the ones that miss this tarp, this catch-all tarp, hit the floor, and the cat's like, "Wait a minute, what the hell is that? I ain't never seen one of them." Oh shit! Hey, you guys got cats that if a moth gets in the house or something, they go ape shit, they chase it all around. I love cats. Used to be a dog man. I'm kind of a dog man, a cat man, whatever you want to be around, man. But our place is too small for a dog. And I'll be goddamn if I'm gonna take him outside to pee all the time. Cats are convenient because they can go to their little litter box, and I know it's gross to change the litter box, but whatever. Okay, so, and then boing, boing. Yeah, I got the thing for my phone on a I don't know what you call it, a little stretchy it's made out of a material that bends, so I can bend it to whatever size I need. And I got it bending in a kind of curlicue, and it's right in front of my face. But it's attached to this table. When I touch that table, it's going to go boing. So I got this one here. If I can get it out of there. This is a gouge by what the hell is the name of that company? Ramelson. Got a gauge on it, a gouge on it. Really good for making eyeballs. I'm going to unpack my goodies in front of you here. The gloves important. Damn. Tell you what, you hit yourself with a knife, and as you can probably imagine, it hurts a little bit. Kind of hurts. Hello, Toka. Toka girly. Hi. Hey, hit the like button, please. We're going to carve a little bit. Okay, we got this one here. This is a Mora knife. This is probably the best one I've got. It's a damn good blade. Really good stuff, man. But Just Carve Rob. Look him up. He's awesome. He made me this. How's that for a cool? Guy's got skills, I tell you what. And the knife is a custom made knife. A little bit of trouble with me for the for the tippy blade. It bends on me and kind of is troublesome because of that, but it's got a good grip because of these little dots he made all over it. And I got this one. This one was also by Rommelson. Very nice, very nice, very nice. This one's from Rommelson too. I don't use this one as much. For whatever reason, I haven't figured out how to kind of use this one. It's they call it a chipper, and I use it occasionally, but it's not really my favorite. I think my favorite is probably this one, the Moro knife. It used to be the one that Just Carve Rob. Look him up on here. He's on the web, on the YouTube. Just Carve Rob, and you can watch him whittle. Jesus Christ, that guy's got some serious skills. I don't know if he's ever done it, but I bet he could carve a custom chess set. Super cool, man. And then I've got this here that I put on. I know it's gross looking, but it's I bought a few of these gloves and I lopped the thumb off and I taped it, and I can put that on my thumb on my right hand. Then I got a little torch here. I use a torch to warm up the compound that I rub onto the strop. Anyway, unpacking here. Little bit of sandpaper. And that's about it for our Ziploc baggie. See if I can find my strops. What the hell did I do with my strops? I need a strop. Oh, where's my strop? Oh, there it is. Cool. This guy here. And then I also have, I found this at a yard sale. I don't know if you can see, if I can get it far enough here for you to see it. But look at this. A real strop. And I rub against that a little bit too, and that gives me some sharpness. Quite a bit of sharpness. Okay, so I'm gonna get these blades up to par a little bit. The Moro knife. You wanna run it away from you. Keep it level. Run it away from you. And you'll see, if you got fresh stropping compound on here, and this is all green, you'll see when you rub it across, it leaves kind of a blackness there. See how that, right there? Kind of rub that. And then bring it back. You don't want to push it like you're cutting something. You want to pull it. And it's going to get that blade sharp. And yeah. I strop a couple times during the carve because there's nothing worse than a dull knife when you're carving. You want it sharp, sharp, sharp. And if you'll notice, that kind of left a gooey on there. See that gooey? I'm going to wipe that off with a towel. There we go. And this one stays pretty damn sharp all the time. I also need to get a sharpening so that I can sharpen the gouge. There's a special ridged. Hello, Jody. Thank you for coming. Hit the like button, please. Yeah. What is other one do I use a lot of? I use this one a lot too. So sharpen that up. Just a little bit of sharpening. Give you a good sharp blade. I'm not going to bother with this one. This one I just don't use so much. But this one, made by Just Carve Rob. Look up his channel. I'm telling you what, that guy's amazing. I usually work with a Dremel. And if you dig down deep in my YouTube channel here, you'll see I do a lot of lives, or recently I have, and videos and so forth. I'm part of a online Facebook called Kindred Spirits. Look that one up. If you do carving, we're a wonderful community. It all started with Jordy Johnson. It used to be called Carving Fusion, and it got a little big and out of control for him. And we still like him very much, but we separated, and now he's got a Carving Fusion for members only, and we've got Kindred Spirits for anybody that wants to learn about carving. We show off and have contests and challenges. It's awesome. And the administrators, most of them have their own channels as well. One of the administrators on Kindred Spirits, Larry Dibbs, he's half of what's called Two Brothers, One Vision. And his nickname is Wowie. And he does lives on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Standard Time. No, Pacific Time, 2 p.m. I think he's in Vancouver. And, man, that guy's got energy to burn. And he's extremely talented. His brother Darren and he make art and have been making art for an awfully long time. And he shows you how to do it. We've got quite a community of folks. And, yeah. Also want to mention Perry, the carving wizard. He's a member of Kindred Spirits. And he does lives now and again. And he's wonderful. And then there's my buddy, Grumpy. Tim, I believe his last name is Reed. Goes by Grumpy. He's a grandpa. And he tends to be kind of grumpy. And his grandkids call him, instead of running across the room for a hug saying, Grandpa, they say, Grumpy. He's awesome. He spins. He has a lathe, and he makes roach clips and sells them. And also part of my carving with a Dremel, I make 420 pipes. And I was lucky enough to come across a young lady named Jolene, who is local to me. I live in Sacramento, and up the hill in the foothills is a place called Cool, California. And she does consignment. And she gives a pretty decent commission to folks that put in their stuff so that we can have it on display within her store. And if she sells it, she gets a cut and we get the rest. And damn, talk about being awesome for me. I've got about 200 pieces of my art in this place. 2968 Highway 49, Suite C in Cool, California. On Highway 49 between Placerville and Auburn. On Highway 49. Okay, I believe we have got some sharp knives going on here. I'll put that aside. Gonna put on my old glove. And what's cool about carving with knives is I don't have to put on my dang glasses in my respirator. I can actually see and feel and hoo-ha. Okay, Rosewood, what am I doing? Hello, Rose. Hello, Jody. Mr. Johnny. We got a few people up in here. Please hit the like button. Greatly appreciated. What I'm doing is I'm going to take this chunk of wood right here. This is basswood. I believe it's about 6 inches tall by 2 inches by 2 inches, and it was square, and I cut it down the middle, so we got two pieces. I like it like this. I like to work with the corner so I can make a nose better. And then when I'm done, I'll put a little bracket on the back so that I probably won't do that on camera, but put a little bracket on the back so you can hang it on the wall. So, what do you see? What do you see? Hello, Steve. Hey, fine shit. Okay. I'm a fine shit, or somebody's a fine shit. Hello, fine shit. Hey, fine shit. Anyway, I think I like it better this way. I like to make big old eyeballs, but we're gonna chip away a little bit. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'm gonna carve. I'm not the kind of person that draws. I kind of have a muse that tells me what to do and where to do it. I'll put on this on my head so that I can get better light. I got one of these. You ever seen one of these? They're kind of cool. When I hit this, that lights up. Boink. I'm going to put it on my head. And it's kind of, wow, look at that. Whoa. It's going to give me some light so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Can you see if I do it like right here? Okay, good. Put that thing on my thumb. I know it's gross looking, but inside there's one of these so that it protects, see? Protects my thumb. Yeah. Okay, I figure that's going to be the top of his nose right there. This is basswood, by the way. I know you can get it at some hobby stores, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I'm lucky enough to have a Rockler nearby. Great place for woodworkers, Rockler. And I went in and bought a bunch of this stuff, and I've been playing with it and making stuff. At the top of his nose. I think I'm just going to do your standard wood spirit. Okay, that's the very top of my nose. I'm going to come down. Gave him a pretty decent sized schnoz. Now let me move this camera a little bit so you can see better. That's better. Okay. So do you guys watch a lot of carvers? Different carvers? Because I can recommend some if you want to know a couple others. What's kind of nifty about these knives is if you go on a hike, take them with you. Grab yourself a stick, sit on a rock, commune with nature, and make yourself something out in the middle of nowhere. That's the way it is. You could use a pocket knife, I suppose, but these compared to a pocket knife are so much sharper it isn't even funny. Yeah, why don't I take a pocket knife and make it as sharp as these? Well, quite frankly, I'm not as good at sharpening as I am on honing. With the strop, I'm not so good at making it super sharp with the sharpening stone. But once it is sharp, I can keep it sharp with that green thing I showed you when I was sharpening the blades to start with. It works good. You guys still in here? Can never tell how many's actually in the room. It says 4 or 5, but I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. Okay, so there's his nose. So are you guys artists as well, or do you just like to watch people carve because it's fun to watch? Do you have channels of your own? If you post a link to your channel, I'll subscribe to your channel. I'm interested in artists and different mediums. I also make walking sticks. And I take a dowel, like an 1.25 inch dowel, and I wrap the top of it with paracord. And I put a stopper on the bottom, like Grandma has on her cane. And presto changeo, I've got a walking stick. And then I'm really good with pens, Posca ink, paint pens. And I draw cartoon characters all up and down the walking stick. I sell those walking sticks for $50 a piece. And over the last couple of years, I've sold about 200 of them as part of my art things that I do. And in fact, I got one. Got a couple close by me. I did a rat fink. Ever heard of rat fink? Back in my day, rat fink was really popular. Cartoon. Look it up. Cartoon character, rat fink. For people that like hot rods, rat fink is a cartoon character. Kind of looks like a rat. But really freaky looking, you know. And then along with the cartoon is pictures drawn of hot rods, big old engines and big tires and pipes and so forth to make it all vroom vroom hot roddy. But I drew one of those on a walking stick, and I've got it at home with me because he wanted to do a trade. He wanted to trade me some antler. I also work with antler, deer antler. He wanted to trade me some antler for the walking stick. And it turned out he didn't have the kind of antler that he thought he did. So our trade is on hold. I'm not sure if he still wants to trade. Maybe he'll come up with another something to trade me. I told him, I says, hey, I want you to have this walking stick. I'll hang on to it for a while we decide whether you want to buy it or whether you want to trade for it. I don't know what he wants to do. But it's got rat fink on it. I've also done, good gracious, I did all kinds of stuff. I've got a beautiful Marvin the Martian. I just did 101 Dalmatians. That was fun because the little puppies are so cute. You got Pongo, the head of the household, and you got his wife. I think her name's Pretty or Prete or something like that. And then all of the little roly-poly, chubby little puppies. And then, of course, on the very bottom of the walking stick, I did Corella DeVille. Corella DeVille. And, I also, because it's Halloween, I did Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin on a walking stick. You got Linus sitting in the field of pumpkins waiting for the Great Pumpkin. You got Sally and Lucy and Charlie Brown doing their trick-or-treating. Kind of funny because Charlie Brown had a sheet over his head, and the eyes for his ghost are all cattywampus. He's got like 5 or 6 or 7 holes in his sheet. He can't see a damn thing because he's whoever made his costume for him, he probably made it himself. Just as screwed. And then Lucy, dressed up like the Wicked Witch of the West. But and then Sally. Oh, and also on the stick was Snoopy and Woodstock on top of the Sopwith camel, which is his doghouse, transformed into a aeroplane. And him dressed up like a World War II fighter pilot with helmet and the whole shebang. Did Scooby-Doo. I did the Blondie comic strip, the Archies comic strip characters on a walking stick. Oh, you guys remember, the hell is that called? Schoolhouse Rock? I did a walking stick with a bunch of Schoolhouse Rock. And, oh, that was a popular one. I did one with Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. I did the Jetsons. I did Tom and Jerry. I did Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd and the gang. And Tweety Bird. And the grandma from Tweety Bird and Tom and Jerry. She was fun to draw. But all of these on a walking stick. Can you imagine going down the bike trail and you run into a person who's got a walking stick with all that cool stuff on it? Hell yeah. They have a Robert C. Peters original. That's right. And these walking sticks can be found at Joe's Emporium in Cool, California. 2968 Highway 49, Suite C in Cool, California. Yeah. This time of year is great for Joe's Emporium because Jolene, the owner, she's doing a bunch of sales. On Thursdays, she usually does 30% off. On Fridays, she's got 50% off sometimes. Oh, she does free Fridays now and again. She'll take a tag and hide it in the store, a tag that says free. And if you find it, you get that item for free. It's like a thrift store. Lots of vintage clothing. Got homemade soap, homemade candles. Really cool stuff, guys. I bought some of the soap. I'm one of those dads that likes to get in the bathtub and read. And I get that homemade soap. Oh my God, it's wonderful stuff. In fact, I just had a bath about an hour ago. So relaxing. I've got a humongous bathtub in my master bedroom. And it's got to be big because I'm big. Jesus Christ, I weigh 250. I'm a big kid. Well, there's a little bit of a mouth. So you guys aren't talking much. You still here? I think there's 3 people in here, according to my little gauge. Please be sure and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe. It's free. Ain't gonna hurt you. Most of what I do is with a Dremel. But I figured I'd carve today. Do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Hope I don't lop off my finger. But that's what this is for. This special glove. There we go. Mike is making stuff. Hello, guys. How you doing, Mike? I know Mike. He's one of us. Yeah, I'm just kind of messing around there, Mike. I don't know if I can say I was diagnosed with a terminal. Oh, no. And after I subbed to Rymerpt PT, I went into remission. Oh, damn. Oh, don't tell me I got special powers. Terminal illness. Boy, that sucks. But, well, hope I can entertain you, sir. You came into the live here a little bit toward the end. I decided I was going to go live while my pot pie was cooking. And, hey, you been? Oh, Mike's making stuff. Yeah, subscribing does wonders. Yes, it does. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, my goodness. Thanks for coming to my live. I'm just screwing around. I'm waiting for my pot pie. Actually, 2 pot pies. One is never enough because I'm big and fat and I like to eat, and I go rah, 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 stuff that whole damn thing in my face. I think it's just us, buddy. No worries. Okay, well, that's fine. And hate to tell you, but I'm not going to be live here for too much longer because that pot pie is starting to smell real good. I'll give it another 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm going to be done. But I'm taking this basswood and showing it who's boss. Yes, I am. Kind of cool. And you know as well as I know that most of my carving is with the Dremel. And I got these knives. You weren't here to see, but this one here, look at this. This is cool. You know, Just Carve Rob? He made me this. And it's the cover for this knife that he also made for me. Cost me, what did I pay for that? Well, shipping took most of the price, but for $60, I think it was, maybe even 50. I got this sheath cover and then this awesome knife from Just Carve Rob. And you know how I can't get a blade in there to remove what's in there. I am just making ribbons. So you're doing a dragon, and the niches between the body and the wings is skinny and deep. Okay, well, keep at it, man. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you like it, you like it. And you know what's funny? I've had a few things that I've made that I thought sucked. And I put it in the store that you probably heard about. I got a store up in Cool, California that is taking my stuff on commission. And by damn, I had it. I had a dragon sell just the other day. I didn't think it was worth a doodly squat, but I put it in there anyway. And Jolene, the owner, sold it. I think she sold it for $50. I'm like, hell yeah. Because she gives me 70% of the sale. She takes 30, of course. And that's just like manna from heaven when you get a sale like that. Hell yeah. Money that you're not expecting, and all of a sudden you got some money. You can go to Starbucks or whatever. I think in my case, I went and I bought more wood. In fact, I think this is wood that I bought with the proceeds from selling that dragon. It's awesome, man. I'm close to Rockler. It's a woodworking store called Rockler. Look it up. It's awesome. You got all kinds of expensive stuff in there. But I walked through because I hadn't been there. And I walked through and I found this basswood. This piece of basswood, well, I cut it down the middle too, was like $3. And I'm like, hell yeah. The space is so skinny, I can't turn the blade to sever them. Well, do you have any gouges? Sorry. Like this? Flex Cut makes micro gouges that you can get into any place with those micro gouges. Those are cool. I talked to Perry, the carving wizard, quite a bit, and he helped me decide what tools to get to do this carving with knives. It's very relaxing. I've got a TV in front of me that I would have turned on if I wasn't going live. You can watch TV while you're carving. And you can see my setup here. I just got towels across my lap. And if I pick them up carefully, I can it kind of all goes into the towel. So then I can stand over a wastebasket and empty out the towel. Beats the hell out of having to have on a mask and glasses and a dust collector and all that other yada yada. I like to do that mostly, but this is really relaxing. And like I said, I'm waiting on my pot pie. And by damn, it's smelling pretty good. It's been in there for an hour, but I put it into a cold oven, so you got to figure the oven gives a good 10 minutes to get up to par, so maybe I still have some time. I cook with my nose. Did I tell you, Mike, that, let's see, none, so thin, I need something maybe 1/16 or 1/32? Dang. The micro carvers are pretty small, though. Maybe not small enough. But what was I going to say? Forgot. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I told you that I cook with my nose because I go by smell, and I've perfected that. I don't know if you know or not, Mike. I was when I was in the Navy. I was on the aircraft carrier Midway, stationed in Yokosuka, Japan. Our home port was Yokosuka, Japan, and I was a cook. And my dad said when I went in the military, he says, Robert, if you want to go places and get advanced in your career quicker, be a yes man. Yes sir, no sir. Do exactly what they tell you. It ain't nothing but a thing. Just be a yes man. Don't fight any of it. And they'll like you real quick, and they'll put you places that some of the other boys don't go because they're not yes men. So I did, and cooked for a while for the boys. There was 4,700 men on board the ship, and they kind of honed in on me because I was a yes man, and I always did what I was told, and I did it really well. I was really trying to be a good sailor. So they honed in on me, picked me out of the crowd, and they sent me upstairs to cook for the admiral. I got to cook for 2 different admirals on board the USS Midway aircraft carrier in the small little admiral's galley. Now, he had his private chef, but I helped. I was kind of like a sous chef, helping prep and cook for the admiral. There was Rear Admiral Brown, and then a little bit further in my time on the ship, there was another admiral that came on board. One left, and we didn't have an admiral at all for a while. And then another one came on. Rear Admiral Brown came on. There was Rear Admiral McCarthy and then Rear Admiral Brown, and got to cook for them, and that was awesome, man. And when we pulled into port, he had a private little speedboat, kind of a fancy one, like a small yacht that he would tool around and go to different places within the port of call. He'd have little parties, and we would go and cook for those little parties, and got to meet some special people. I actually in that process, got to cook for Thai royalty, the couple members of the royal family in Thailand. That was awesome. I tell you what. Picture Steven Seagal in some of these movies where he's a cook on a big ship. That's kind of what I did. Fun stuff, man. So as a result, I've learned to cook with my nose. If it smells like it's done, it's probably done. And you know what? It's starting to smell like it's done. Mike, it's been a joy, sir. It says I got a week-long pass because anyone else would have been too damn scared to mess up my hair. Okay. Hey, I'm going to bow out of this live because I got to go get my pot pies and have me some dinner. But thank you for joining me, and maybe I'll go live after I eat, and we'll do some more carving. But thank you for coming into my live. God bless you, sir. Bye-bye.